Hi everyone, Jen here from Memory Keeping with Jen. I hope you're doing well. I am coming to you today with the next in my School Days Sundays series. Today I'm going to be preparing a one-page layout. I'm doing something I've never done before. So I am, in this layout, the photos that I have are of my son's first visit on the school bus. So if you have kids, I don't know if in your area, before they start school, they have a little, let's go for a bus ride, and see how, see what it's like to be on the bus. So that's what these photos are of. I am jumping ahead a little bit. I do scrapbook chronologically. I'm waiting for my photos to come in and I didn't want to miss the opportunity to still continue to do the series. So I found that I had these that I had printed a while ago, and it's just a one-pager. So I think, and they're not, this is for kindergarten and I'm still working on preschool, and I think I only have maybe 2 or 4 pages that I'll end up doing for preschool, and then I'll be completely done with preschool and moving on to this anyway. But what I'm going to try to do today is I found this cute school bus, and this is old. This is from August of 2015, and it's from consultant, what is her name? Sorry, I'm looking for her name. Candace Bolden. So Candace, if you are still an advisor and happen to be watching this, or somebody that knows her, thank you so much for this. I really hope that it works out well. I grabbed this from your blog. So I am not taking credit for this design at all. I'm just hoping that I can follow the directions and get it completed, because I think it's absolutely amazing. And I've actually printed this a while ago. I came across it one time and I was like, oh my God, I absolutely love that school bus. I don't know if I'll ever be able to use it. And actually I do have a few other pictures later in my son's school year that I might also use it for. So we'll see how well I do with this one today. So I have a whole bunch of stuff here in front of me. I have the Filmstrip BMC. I have the old mini circle punch. And this is going to be for the tires. I don't yet know how big my tires are going to be. I think it's going to be 3/4 inch. And then Candace recommended using the bubble punch. Does anybody actually have this? I actually used to use this a lot way back when, and I wish I had the albums that I had a couple layouts that I really loved using this, but they're in albums that I gave to my former in-laws, so I don't have access to them anymore to kind of go back and reminisce and remind myself what the layouts were, but I remember I used this quite often. And then, so this is going to be for the inside of the tire, is what she said. So I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see how it goes. Hopefully I can follow her instructions, and I don't specifically have a layout in my head for the page itself. I kind of do. I have this black and white one with swirls that I'm going to use as the background. And this is from, I think this is from School Days collection or Essentials. I can't remember. It's Creative Memories, but I don't remember which collection it was. It's old. And then I have the yellow as well. I think I'm going to use this. I don't want to have too much yellow overpowering, because obviously my photos are yellow too. So, but I'm thinking I might use this for my background, the photo mats. And then I have the yellow collegiate ABC stickers, and then I have a strip of black that I think I'm going to use to put the stickers on. So that's kind of my thought at the moment, but I want to see how the bus comes out first. It could be a total bust, no pun intended. So, all right, I'm going to start with cutting the film strip out, and she says in here to, you're not going to cut the whole thing because you have to have room for the front part of the bus right here. So she talks about cutting a strip and then moving it and That's the part I'm like, ooh, am I going to be able to follow along with that? I don't really know, but I'm going to try. So we'll see. And curious if any of you have ever made this before, have ever done a bus like this, or if she also has a layout for a limousine, like for a wedding or prom. Very curious to know, am I late to the game with this? Because again, this is almost literally 10 years ago. This was what, August, I think, of 2015 that she put this out. So when I'm doing this, because I want it to be obviously the whole length of the paper. So I want it to be 12 inches. So I feel like when I get to right here, I only need one more. So let me see, I'm going to count how many quote windows she has in here, because that's how I'm going to know if I'm doing this right or not. There are 11 windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need to do one more window, but I can't if I go all the way. Okay, so now I understand why she's saying to cut the paper and shift it to be able to get that one last, to get this one. So I need to shift it this way. This is very interesting. I wish there was just another way to do it. So I would have to cut here, slide it down. But I want to make sure it gets lined up appropriately. So I would just have to line this up to here. So these dots on here, these marks on here, are where it gets cut at, where it goes, the center of the punch gets lined up to those. So I just need, and I'm looking to see like where the lines are. So I need this part here to be lined up with this here if I slide it this way. All right, so I'm gonna mark my paper with where I wanna cut it. And then I am gonna take this out, because I still want this to be, my bust itself is gonna be 2 inches. So, and I'm not gonna cut a lot, just enough to slide it down. But yeah, the bust itself is gonna be 2 inches wide. All right. Let's see if this truly is gonna work now the way I need it to. Close. I only need to shift it down 1 notch. Okay. Ah, okay. I think that will be fine. All right. All right. All right. We'll see. Not as bad as I thought. This is a lot of little scraps here. Hold on. The one thing I did forget to grab is my corner rounder, so I do have to go and grab that quickly. I don't think it's in here. Is it in here? Oh, it is in here. Never mind. Okay, I'm gonna now cut this out, and I'm gonna just continue cutting right along where I had already previously cut. Oh, it's a little off. Let me fix that. I probably could have just cut the paper ahead of time at 2 inches and then moved it down. it probably would have worked that way as well. But that's fine. Okay, so from here, let's see, she says she cuts out a 1-inch square out of here. And again, I'm just gonna mark it with my pencil, if I can find where my pencil went, where I'm gonna cut. And then she uses the corner rounder. So I'm gonna do right there to right there. And that's what I'm gonna cut out. It's almost an inch, just about. I'm gonna start this way. So I can see I have the white line on my cutting mat and my housing, and I could see where my pencil mark is. So that's where I'm cutting to. And then I'm gonna flip it and do the same thing on this side. This one's a little bit harder to see. Oh no, there it is on that side. Okay. Perfect. And then she said she used the corner rounder. This part's kind of awkward, but I guess not that bad. Okay. And then from there, oh, you know what? I just see that I did mess up a little bit. So it looks like, see my holes here? I don't know if you can see. So they're off-centered right there because it punched it twice. That's why. It punched that twice because I didn't move it down all the way. I only moved it one spot. Excuse me, and I should have moved it 2 spots. But that's okay. I'm gonna leave it as is. Because in the big scheme of things, it's probably not gonna be noticed that much. So next I'm gonna figure out the tires. Let's see. The tires, and then I'm going to do the strips and then the lights. So she said she used cardstock for the lights. I'm just gonna use a marker. But I'm going to do the tires first. And I have my scrap paper here. I pulled out just a couple pieces of scrap, knowing that obviously I don't need a big sheet for these tires. And I'm just going to punch a couple of things. I'm going to punch one of each size to determine which size I actually want to use. So these are, if you don't have this or haven't seen this before. So this is, again, very old. These are like the original punches way back 20 years ago, but they have the sizes on them. So the larger one, so this is the mini circle maker. The larger one is 1 inch. The smaller one is 3/4 inch. And I think I'm going to want the 1 inch. Yeah, I want the 1 inch. So I'll do one more 1 inch. So I'm gonna, and the back tire actually kind of goes underneath, which is fine. So I'm going to line up my bus on the lines here so that I get my tires lined up correctly. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick my this tire down first. Actually, I'm gonna put the adhesive on the bus part. And where do I want it to go? I think that's fine right there. Obviously, there's no door on here, but that would be really getting into some detail to figure out a door. So this is gonna go. My bus is really big, but I think I'm gonna put this like right there. Obviously, it's not to scale, but that's okay. All right, I'm gonna use my bubble maker, my bubble punch. I think this side is bigger. Oh, no, it's the same. I do a couple yellow ones. for the center hubcaps. Although it looks kind of small, but that's okay. I think that's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm gonna tell you, this one has actually been kind of fun to do. I was expecting it to be a lot more difficult than it actually is turning out to be. I mean, obviously I did mess up a little bit, but when I do this one again, and I will do this one again, I won't mess up again. Okay, that part's done. And now I'm gonna do like the black strips. They're gonna be very, very thin. And then I'll do the lights with my marker. So I'm thinking these strips need to be just like maybe 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. I'm gonna cut one first and see. It can't be so, yeah, see, when it's so thin, then it's hard to cut. And I probably won't, my paper already is not now. It's not even. Don't know that I'm going to get it with this paper. I might have to get a different piece. It might just be because I'm starting with a crooked piece. So, all right, I have to get a bigger piece because I just can't, it's too crooked. Okay. This one is not crooked. So let me try this again. And I got a bigger piece because it's a little bit easier to hold it flush with the lip down here to keep it straight. So that's kind of my issue. It's keeping it straight. And I'm going to put this down and then I'm going to trim. So I only need it to go to the tire. She has it to go just to the top of the tire. But I think my tire might be a little bit too big. But so I'm going to put it down and then I will trim it. And this is when I'm very, very grateful for the mini tape runner. I don't know if you... It doesn't seem to want to work now. It literally just like died on me here. What's going on? Is it empty? Ooh, this is strange. So it's like not sticky. I can see it, but it's... There we go. That was almost... It was, I don't know what that was that just happened, but that was very strange. It was like I could see the adhesive, but it wasn't on the outside of the spool. Interesting. All right. Moving on. Again, I don't completely know how I'm going to do the layout yet. I wanted to see how the bus looked on the page. My thought is I'm going to put the bus on the bottom. I have 3 photos. The bus is going to go on the very bottom, like as a bottom border. My title is going to probably go in the middle. Sorry, I had to grab my scissors. and then my photos. And I have not yet, I don't think I'm going to trim my photos. Just because they're kind of close up. It's kind of, yeah, I'm not going to trim them, I don't think. So for me, obviously I messed up. It's always a learning experience, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay that I messed up. It's not the end of the world. I'm not going to go back and redo it. It's one little spot. I know some people, you know, I always say my pages are not magazine quality. They're just not. And I'm okay with that. So I just have my round tip pen. Especially for this one, right? I know what I did. I won't do it again next time. Okay, I think that's it. So yeah, like I'm okay with it because I put the effort in. You know, like I always tell my kids, things don't have to be perfect. You try your hardest, and A for effort, right? Like just make the effort. And that's how I feel with this one here, right? I could redo it. Two things. I don't have the time, and I'm okay with it. All right, let me get out now. So I'm done with this. I'm done with most of this stuff now. So I will save this. I have a binder that I keep all this kind of stuff in, my project recipes, whenever I find like blog posts, the virtual crop, if I find ideas on Pinterest or something like that, that actually have instructions, I will print it out. I was thinking about it last night, and I feel like there are so many different ideas, project layouts. There's so many different, I don't know if you're on Facebook like I am, there's so many different scrapbooking groups, not only Creative Memories, but non-Creative Memories ones. Scrapbook Addicts, I find I get a lot of ideas from. I really like Mosaic Moments. There are just different ones that, you know, and I'll screenshot it, like, oh, I like that layout, I'm going to screenshot it, I'm going to try that sometime. And as I was going through my phone last night, cleaning up my pictures, and I moved the layouts from my phone. I don't keep them on my phone. I try not to. I have a folder in my Google Drive that I put, you know, potential scrapbooking layouts in. I literally think there are so many layouts between the project recipes and what I find on Pinterest, what I find in the scrapbooking groups, what I get even like from the other layouts from virtual crops. I literally think I could scrapbook and never do the same layout twice. Do you feel that way too? Like, do you find so many layout ideas that there are so many that you would never do the same one twice? I'm starting to kind of feel like that a little bit more, like, holy cow, for example, why am I printing these? I'll probably never do it again, which this one I know I'm going to do again because I really like the bus, but, I don't know, like, that's kind of my thought. And like, even all the ones I was saving on my phone last night, I was like, I'm going to make the layout and then delete it because I need to make room even on my Google Drive for the other, you know, other layouts. Okay, so now it's going to come into, ooh, okay, you know what? I'm totally just going to change this up. I like the bus with the black behind it, so I have to trim this up a little bit to get it to go. That was totally unexpected. I was not planning on doing that, but I think I'm going to do, this is a little bit, they're both black, but this is more like a grayish. I like it on this one, so I'm going to trim this just a little bit, and I'm going to layer that behind there. See, so I followed her recipe, And then I still ended up kind of making it my own. So I have to see where I'm going to cut, because you remember we did trim it. I'm going to use my scissors this time, because if it's a little bit smaller, that's okay. But I do still need to trim use my corner rounder up here. Yeah, I like that much better. At least with the white behind there. Maybe if I didn't use a white background, I would feel a little bit differently, but my goodness, I'm struggling today here. I'm just gonna do a little bit of tape runner in here. And I'm most concerned, I want to make sure that the top is lined up. And when I'm all done, I will go back and add a note on my printout. So when I make this again, because most likely I will have to follow the instructions again, I will make a note that I layered it with a black piece in the back. Okay. I like that. Okay. Let me check out my photos now. I kind of feel like, so I almost think maybe I need to do this as a window and put like a thin silver strip. And I am going to have to trim them just a little bit to get them to fit. Let's see. Thin strip, and then because I want to figure out where I can put my title. All right, I'm going to go ahead and trim. Let me see. Actually, I'm going to go get some silver. Okay, I got gray. I'm going to cut this about, oops. So you see what you see where my head is going with this? It's going to be like, you know, the window has the top part right there. Okay, I'm going to trim my photos just a little bit, and then I'm going to decide, I'm going to do them, what are they right now? They're 4x6. I'm going to do them 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. Just a little, not a lot. And I must have printed these. So I have photo boxes and I have them by year. And I put all the memorabilia in each one, so each year. So for example, we're in 2025 right now. I have a box that is labeled 2025. It's actually I use an iris. I switched to that 12 by 12 iris plastic bins. But anyway, I have a whole bunch of photo boxes. So when I was looking to see what I had, I went, this is 2011, 2011. I found these photos, but they're on postcard paper is where I'm going with this. So I must have printed them with my Canon selfie, or I don't, did I even have it then? I guess I did. I don't know why I would have printed it then. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe I was working on something, but okay. So I have that, and now I'm just going to decide if I'm going to actually mount the photos. I still feel like I need something there. And obviously I do have to do my title still. So I think maybe what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my title on here. All right. I'm going to start putting my title on here because I want to see how thick I need the paper to be, if that makes sense. Because what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it, and then I'm going to put it, the photo on top of it. And then I'm going to do a strip under these photos too. I think of the yellow that I have. That's where I'm going with this. Okay, that, and I'm going to do first bus ride, which it might have to be bus ride. And then let me try this yellow and see. I'm gonna cut I'm gonna cut a 4-inch piece and then just lay it down and see. It's a lot of yellow, and that could be what's kind of throwing me off a little bit, but I definitely feel like I need something. All right, these pictures are just, I should have done a little bit bigger than 4. But I think this is what I'm going to end up going with. Thinking this is going to be the winner. Let me just try for ha-has. This is really bright. I think that's, it's really bright, but I think it maybe kind of goes. Let's see. Do I want to do that one? There's just a lot of yellow on the page, but I feel like it kind of needs to be. I feel like the other side just kind of washes it out too much. Or do I want to do black? Let me get some black. And I am going to trim it to 4 inches. And I don't know if I'm going to use it because I use so much black, it's not a big deal. If I don't use it now, I'll use it at another time. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to go with the black. Sorry, yellow. Black it is today. Okay, I'm going to lay this all down, and then I'm going to finish my title. I definitely did not need that much tape runner, but so I don't normally do this, but I'm going to say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going gonna give this page a 6. I'm happy with the bus. Obviously, I made the mistake. Something different. I do like that part. It's kind of basic. No big deal. It was relatively easy to do. It's a 1-pager. And the photos aren't the greatest, right? So that's the other thing too. It's, you know, they're kind of blurry. There's a glare from the window. But for me, they're important because it was his very first bus ride ever. So I didn't want to not capture these photos. So with all of that is where I'm coming up with my 6. Okay. I really love these letters. I wish they continued them, of course. Not that I use them that often. I wish they had them in different colors. I probably shouldn't be using them all right now. So the schools, I've said before that he's obviously graduating in June, is going to be going off to college in the fall. I'm excited and I'm incredibly sad. But the 2 schools that he's narrowed it down to, which we're going to visit both of them again in a couple weeks, a week apart from each other. And one of them is about 5 hours away, give or take traffic, and the other is about 8 hours away, give or take traffic. But where I'm going with that is both of the schools that he's looking at have gold in their school colors. One of them is blue and gold. I have to just slide this down so I can make sure it's lined up. So I'm going to do bus ride 2. And I feel like maybe I should lower this if I can get these up. Yeah, I'm going to move these down a little bit. Yeah, one is blue and gold and one is purple and gold. So I feel like I should be kind of keeping these yellow letters for college stuff. But I have plenty, I think. By the time I get around to his college albums, I probably won't have any of these letters left. But I'm sure there'll be something else out in the meantime. Okay, so that's my multi-purpose tool. I love it just for that reason. All right, first BU. But I'm happy for him. I want him to go and branch out and expand out. I hope he likes wherever he decides to go. So we'll see. It's definitely the whole application process, scholarships and visits, and it's been a learning experience for sure. I wasn't really involved in my stepdaughters when they did all of theirs. Their mom pretty much took them on most of their stuff. Oh, you know what? I have some stickers I think I might add too. So I wasn't involved. I did go to one of their admitted student days, but that was it. And obviously I was not involved in any of the financial planning and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, I'm gonna check out my stickers. I have a couple little bus stickers. That I think are just super cute. Oh, I didn't put this down. Ha. Whoops, whoops, whoops. These little buses are super cute. I don't know where I got these from. Recollections. I think that's Joanne Fabric? Michaels? I'm not even sure. And I'm going to put it right there on my window frame. And I'm not dating it, so the date is actually on the photo. This is March. I think it's supposed to be May. Sometimes they would come out backwards, but I can't imagine they would have gone in May. All right, I think that's it. I am done with this one. I hope that that was helpful. And you like my little bus. And if you are trying to figure out how to do it, I hope that you can reference back to this video and watch me do it. I'll try to put some comments in about, you know, maybe the size or something like that. So, or if there's something specific that you have a question about, comment below and I certainly will answer that question for you. And again, if you want to try to find the post yourself, the original blogger is Candace Bolden, Bouldin. And you could just probably Google Creative Memories Filmstrip Bus, and you probably can find it that way. Again, thank you so much, and happy scrapbooking. Take care.